Hey, everybody, it's Thursday. That's right. Yeah, Thursday. I have lost track of the days this week. It's been a very busy week. Caitlin, how you doing? I didn't unmute myself in the Discord call. Caitlin, how you doing? Uh-oh, Caitlin, I'm not getting sound. Did I mute you? No, I did not mute. This one's not on me. The last one was. I didn't have time to test this beforehand. Sorry, just trying to get this sorted out here. I apologize. I've had a very busy morning. I have had very little sleep, and I had a lot of stuff to do. So, didn't have time to test this beforehand. I do apologize. We'll get this sorted out. In the meantime, how about some Alan Wake? Actually, before I do that, I should post in my Discord that we are going. Oh, now everyone can see my secret Discord that I eventually will get a link to here on the channel. Again, so busy. Um, Part of the reason I've been so busy is because tomorrow I will be appearing, or no, sorry, not tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Later today, this evening at 8 p.m. Central or Eastern. I gotta check that out. Keep an eye on our socials. I will be appearing on stream with former WWE superstars Mace and Mansoor. They were let go from the WWE, and now they have their own Twitch channel that they've been running, and they're hosting an event they call Smark Tank, which is very in wrestling. Basically, it's like Shark Tank, except what we're pitching is new gimmicks for them. Gimmicks would be like their characters in wrestling, you know. So look forward to my pitch on there, as well as the pitch of 4 other lucky individuals. I don't know how long I'll be on there, to what extent. As far as I know, I'll just probably be in a Discord call and then streaming my little presentation, and then that will be it for me. But if you want to check that out later, I will put a link on our social. Follow us down there, our Twitter. That will be the easiest and quickest way to figure it out. Let's see. I'm very excited for that. That's part of why I haven't been sleeping well. Just very excited for that. Let's see. Excuse me. We last left off in Alan Wake's American Nightmare. For those who don't remember, this is the sort of sequel to Alan Wake. This takes place after the events of Alan Wake. Alan himself is trapped in the Dark Place, which is an evil realm of power where artists, like writers, can alter reality through words. So, he's here in Night Springs, Arizona, which is not a real place, even within the fiction. This is a small town in Arizona that Alan has essentially helped create a pocket bubble that he can come out into. So he's in the real world, but it's like an altered version of it. It's fun. It's a little tricky, but it's fun. So let's see here. What else? Yes, he's being pursued by Mr. Scratch, who is an evil doppelganger created in the Dark Place. Mr. Scratch has escaped into the real world while Alan has been trapped. So this is sort of his attempt at hunting down Mr. Scratch and trying to put an end to him before he does terrible, evil things. Mostly to his wife and friends, who are in mortal danger. If you remember, there's some great video sequences. Go check it out, the previous episode. It's in parts for some reason. I don't know what happened, but the Twitch, either Twitch or my OBS crapped out and created, like, essentially it just, like, stopped and then started a new stream. So it's in bits and pieces on the Twitch. We'll have it unified on the YouTube channel, Ghost Beach Games Clips, later. Hopefully by tomorrow. Might take a little bit longer. But in any case, here we are, ready to get going. All right, got camera back. That's good. All right, get going here. Actually, Caitlin, not sure if you can hear me. I'm going to turn off the overlay here just a second for you while we get that worked out. You can? Cool. That's good, at least. Okay. I just turned the camera off on the actual stream just so... Oh, I gotta push that live. Hang on. Yeah. That's weird. Just so you can work on stuff. Yeah, I still can't hear you. Streamer mode. Hang on. Let me see if there's like a streamer mode thing. Maybe it disabled your mic. Try now. Try saying something now. Yeah. Okay. No. I thought maybe my side of Discord muted you because I was in streamer mode, but that does not appear to be the case. Do you want to try and disconnect and reconnect to the call? You did? That is weird. Well, still can't hear anything. Gosh, we'll have to figure out what's going on here. Apologies for that. Yeah, we'll work with this after the stream here, try and see what we can figure out what went wrong there. Because honestly, I have no idea. Like everything's up.
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
One of the new monsters we have in this game is the birds just become weird bird people that turn back into birds. It's creepy. It does kind of eliminate one of the unique enemies that Alan Wake had, which is a little strange, but I guess they're still kind of unique in that they attack differently even as humans. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. Light him up! And action dodge.
It's clear now.
Healing light.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
I don't know if I went over that enough on the last stream. I love her.
If we're going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly.
That's right. It must not have saved because I remember we did this part, but that's
fine. I don't
fine.
know what happened.
Well, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers?
The
I think they
Undertakers!
did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
I I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair.
Fair enough. You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. It didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus, I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to try to explain things to you now since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit.
What with you being
yeah.
high?
Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Whoa.
Figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
I'm very cool with that. I'm cool with everything about you. Marry me. Ooh, new manuscript page. Somewhere over here. Oh no.
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not gonna keep him around, that's for sure. Al? Al? Ugh, little parasite. Your best friend. Really? That's the best you can do.
At least I don't kill my friends. Maybe Barry.
I actually kinda like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball.
Plucky little
He
butterball.
plays the clown, that's a hard road to take. But I don't need him sticking his fat face in my business.
It's a gland problem. You jerk.
Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff from that shitty little town? They keep in touch.
They had a
Barry's
moment.
about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that?
Well, they never found a body. I don't think they found a body. I could be wrong, actually.
I might keep him alive for a while. Just to see him go to pieces when I fire his ass. Yeah. Yeah.
He's very rude.
Yeah.
What with the murders? Fun fact about the actor who does those live action bits, Alan Wake's real world actor and model for the model. That's not a sentence. The source of his video game model. He doesn't speak a lick of English, if I recall correctly, or at least he didn't back then. So all of that, him like acting out the words is kind of interesting because that's not a language he speaks. So it's not one that he would instinctively know how to sort of mouth out. So,
Emma wasn't sure
kinda interesting to
exactly
me.
when the man arrived at the motel. But from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately. It was infectious, spreading from one room to another. He was mercurial, almost as if he was flickering through the scene, telling a joke here, throwing an insult there, oozing sex and violence and excitement. She had never seen someone like this before. He looked at her and smiled, and she felt her heart flutter a little. She knew he was the kind of man mothers warn their daughters about, but she told herself it didn't matter.
Yeah, 'cause of the murders. Mamas don't let their girls date murderers. There's a manuscript in the pool. How are folks doing today? It's a nice Thursday. Caitlin, you guys get a storm up there where you're at? We got fucking hammered down here last night. Another reason I didn't sleep so well.
I have seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction. Twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts, their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
Super sunny this week, huh? Alright, must have just been sweeping down south. Yeah, there was a bolt of lightning, and the immediate thunder was so loud and so close that it actually like hurt my ear for a second when it hit. Like just a loud fucking crack.
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected?
Always.
You know Eddie Rodman's got love.
Do you
for
know who artists
which is
are?
why I actually hauled myself out of bed before noon, just so I could record an interview for your pleasure. Enjoy. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again, and that's a big deal for all of us that are in the culture business. If you can call it a business. That's a little controversial, I know.
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio, Serena Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual
She's
Art.
the lady
In
what's
charge of
way
the
too
NSVA
horny
Film
because of the
Festival,
dark
held this year at
magic.
the old Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
Hello, Eddie. It's great to be here. And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody
Oh,
who's
shit.
actually primarily known as a renowned photographer, Alice Wake.
Hello.
Alice, I've seen a lot of your work.
Alan?
It's very impressive. My wife's a big fan, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You've gained quite a bit of fame as a photographer. but that's
Have
not
you
why you're
ever
here,
heard of a
right?
famous
You actually
photographer?
have a film. That's a little surprising.
For
Maybe
me
I'm
too.
the uncultured
I
piece
really
of
wouldn't
shit,
be here
but
at all if it weren't for Serena.
You two are friends, I take it?
Yeah, we move in
I
the
know
same
a couple.
circles. So, about a year ago, I heard about all this footage she'd shot, and I got to see some of it, and then I started pestering her about actually putting it out there, because it was really good. I didn't really want to show it. It felt too personal.
Well, yes, I can understand that. It features your husband. and
Late
he's,
husband?
Well,
He's dead.
I thought he was missing.
It's been 2 years. This sounds awful, but yes, I believe he's dead. Otherwise he would have, well, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Well, hold that thought.
Can't blame her.
We'll be right back.
Can't blame her. That's a long fucking time to hold on to that what if. You gotta move on. Tell yourself he's dead, and if he's not, great. It's a wonderful surprise. But you have to live your goddamn life. Wow, that is on fire. Does it always look like that after these segments? Guess I never just really took a closer look. Huh. Hey, Paige. Thunder always startles you? Yeah, it can. I fucking love storms.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half.
Ooh, I need to use
But
that.
once they
Struggle and a
actually picked up
half.
the instruments, something happened. They were two old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together.
God, they
He
never
knew
last
how to
long
pick a
enough.
winner.
Storms.
Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
Still missing some pages, but that's okay. I'm not gonna go fucking hunting pages. It's fun. I like to do it, but that shit ain't engaging enough. I don't know. Whoa. Big boys. How about just no? Actually, that sounds pretty good. No? Abracadabra. Alan Wake, noted electrician. Hey, you're not dead.
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call
Oh my
the
god, you're just
cops.
Kate from
I'm such
Lost.
a
Never mind, I don't
coward.
like her anymore.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
And you would have died.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest.
I feel like
just
we
feel
kind of
so guilty about it.
just skipped through
Especially
that
because I didn't
process,
pick
but
up on
okay.
any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
Yes.
What's the deal with this guy anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
Like murdering
I guess
people.
all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need
I'm
to
sorry,
get
what was that
going.
last one? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Alan's shadow
Look,
is out of
if it
control.
all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
We could take a quantum break. I mean, I know what motel room he's in. Why are we gonna do the song and dance? The answer is because that's how the story goes. That's the
The
rule.
fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness.
The Herald of
And yet,
Darkness.
for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put
Perhaps.
an end to this. Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows he will have what he needs.
Steakums. All the steakums a man could want.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things can show up.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning photographer Alice Wake. Now, Alice, we were talking about your husband, Alan Wake. Is that a sore subject for you?
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. The way I see it,
I feel like you really
we had
should
a
have
good
asked that
time
before you
and
went
bad
back on
times,
air.
And on the whole, we had a lot of good times. He really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of him.
So you're over him?
No, that's... Oh my god. What are
I
these
don't know if I'll
questions?
ever be that entirely.
Has this guy ever interviewed
I
a
still think
human
about it
being in
every
his
day.
life?
Literally. I still find myself hoping for... Well, sometimes I think I see him just standing somewhere, watching me. I think most people who lose someone they love experience things like that. But on the whole, I'm doing all right. 2 years is a long time to adjust. I'm not really the type to wallow in the negative.
Well, I know there are a lot of stories about Alan. He seemed to have something of a wild streak.
That's not really what our show is about, though. Look, all that stuff really gets blown out of proportion. He had his problems, but it's really frustrating for me because people like to talk. They love to tell these crazy stories, and they never really knew him at all.
Well, the character he created, Alex Casey, is a household name.
Everyone loves Alex
Still
Casey.
continues to sell. There's been talk of a TV series, a movie, a video game. Must be nice to know that his work is still being appreciated.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the rights back
Yes, of
from
course, but
2K.
I don't really deal with the business side. I leave that to Alan's agent.
That would be Barry Wheeler. Actually, I just interviewed him. He's currently in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Yes, no,
also
I know who the
Alan's
fuck Barry
best
Wheeler
friend.
is.
You two keep in touch?
We talk regularly. Like I said, he handles the business side. I think we should talk about her film.
Yes, of course, you're right. I'm Eddie Rodman, talking to Alice Wake and Serena Valdivia, and we'll be right back.
I think we should talk about the film. Yeah, you know what? We should. Alright, we're done. Fuck was that guy? Alright. Can you guys open the door? No, don't just climb it. I need in there. Just kill the pipeline. How the fuck do I get in there? Well, you are big. Oh, hey, he opened the door. That was nice. Yeah, pull the switch.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
It's not hard to find. Oh, right. Don't they throw a truck at the pipe to try and break it? Dicks. Oh, whatever. No, it's the big boy. Just, not even dealing with your ass. Right in the dick! Strong pipe, yeah? I hope so. Oh, good lord. Action dodge. Alan dodge. Alan shoot. Alan shoot. Alan reload. Alan shoot some more. Alan kill. Alan read.
This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely.
He said control.
Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is
Really,
as
really
real as
real.
everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
I mean, that last part, that's just true of life. That's something I've learned through years of therapy.
The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey, the detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall.
Oh, right, that was a clue to getting that last page. Or the puzzle at the end there. Oh, that big. That's okay, because I'm going the wrong way. Action dodge. Alan point. Alan pointing. Alan shoot. Did I imagine that this lady's name was Rachel Meadows? Oh, hi, friends. I'm a little busy right now. If you could leave a message. Oh, they hung up. Damn it.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other.
You went
At
to
some
Santa a while
point,
ago?
they used to
Yeah.
be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. but I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
If you wonder why I weirdly censored his name in our social posts for this stream today, that's why. Because every time they say his name, it bugs out. Something tells me you're not going to let me just sit here and hold the light to this. Gentlemen. Oh shit, splitters. What am I doing? Brrr. No! Thank you. Brrr. I said no thank you, dear sir. Shoot 'em.
Come on in.
It's movie time.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts.
The 9-inch penis.
At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then, the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake.
Now that should be a t-shirt. How's this sound on the stream, Caitlin, by the way?
I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears,
Cool.
no doubts,
No pain.
no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down.
It's a Kamen Rider joke that literally no one will get.
I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this, that I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because
It bothers you.
I'm better at being you than you ever were.
Flashbang. Here took care of this, she said?
Cal, you need to protect the telescope or we can't complete the signal.
Oh, okay. We're having a musical interlude. Good song. Wow, cinematic dodge. Underestimate how close they are. Balance slayed the demon.
There, I have it. But I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude. Are you all right?
That's right, I like her too.
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
Says the person who is clearly not British.
Doctor?
You know, I know physicists who would give 15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met hardcore physicists.
I'm glad you're in
I
such
love that
good
idea.
spirits, but
Signal! Yes, it's completed.
finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode is anything but boring. Really,
Fuck.
Mr. Wake, at
That's
the
good.
end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
No, you can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could...
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this, chances are you'll open up a door into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
I'm still doing it.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to let the currents take him toward the final confrontation.
The final confrontation. Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's time to finish
Once more,
the
we return to
story.
the drive-in. If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it. The man has his share of weaknesses.
Wait, we're in a different place.
Perhaps more. But cowardice is not among them.
Interesting. Oh, are you allowed to do that? Does that break something? Showing up in random ass places?
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
It's called Flare Gun! To the dick! And yeah, AK-47. I don't think that's an AK, but I don't know shit about guns, so, shut up. How's that? How's that? Scratchy, you gotta do better than that, man. I probably am taking the long way, aren't I? That sounds like me. No. No. Brrrr. It's a little too quiet. Yeah, I really don't want to switch the assault rifle for a fucking shotty. Almost. Isn't that usually how that goes? It's gotta be all three of them? Oh, what's going on? I swear this was the pattern. What do you know about the pattern? I mean, there's not a lot of options here, game. Oh, Caitlin, I found an interesting looking game we should play for Halloween. How are you at 3D platformers? Like your Banjo-Kazooies and your Mario 64s is terrible. You are not bad at all games. I really love it when they cluster up for me like this. Oh, ow. Okay, ow. Alan, fucking reload a gun. Thank you. We're not terrible at all games. Get another projector. I don't remember where that is. Oh, hi. Mysterious darkness. My old friend.
You're never getting out of this, Wake. Never! Don't worry. I'll take care of your wife and your life.
My wife. And my life. Oh god. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Every single... for some reason, my Alan Wake streams have been getting hit with, not DMCAs or anything, or copyright strikes or anything, but I have been getting muted. And, I don't know how to stop that from happening unless I just talk really loud over the music and make it sound different than it is. Oh god, that is a big boy. Big boys go boom. Ow, ow. Little boys get cut. Oh, I'm in a bad position. That is my back to a corner. Whoa! You know, I gotta hand it to you. You took a table saw pretty well there. Nope. No, I see you. I see you. No. Hang on. I got a flare situation here. Let's there we go. Apparently someone is psycho, according to this song. They even told us, but I was not made aware of this information previously to this moment. So, you know, did they really tell me that they were a psycho? You're good. You're excellent at Tetris. I mean, I believe that. You play a lot of Tetris 99? Shit, I didn't play any Tetris 99 this weekend. I also need to play more of that F-Zero 99. We should do a stream of that at some point, just for fun. That's a truck. Please do not.
I don't know what you think you're doing, but I'll send you right back to the beginning.
That's a bit of a weird threat. Got 4th place in F-Zero. Damn. That's better than I can manage. I'm lucky if I fucking finish the stage.
When the Dark Man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black
So
fire.
hot.
He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror. But the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. Pay attention, he said. Business first. His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
We also should do some kind of dumb Halloween, like, ranking stream. I think that could be a lot of fun.
What? You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
Okay, you're not going to interrupt me while I try and watch this, right?
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure.
Then I realized I could do
I've
it
been
with the
touched by
headlights
powers
of a
that I
car.
can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
I've been around for a while now, you know? While you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness, I've been busy. I operate in the shadows, not always literally, you understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there. It goes deep. And the things that live in it are fast, big bastards.
Bastards, if you will.
They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean, right?
It's not a lake, it's an ocean.
But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper.
Party pooper.
You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you.
Don't let the sun
Everything
go
else?
down on
Do my
me.
thing. Getting a bit of quality time with Alice.
Hey, that's my wife.
That's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
Deserve my boot up your ass, son. Oh, that's my last flare. Shoot. I have to do this the hard way. Overall. Ooh. Hey, new friends. heck did I flashbang it? Gonna light them up. Make them sparkle. I've written myself into a lyrical corner as not a lot of good words run with sparkle. Why? Feeling you guys aren't going to stop this nonsense until I burn everything away. Alan, quiet.
Again, the champion of light enters the final trap.
The final trap
is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
He must finish the story.
I'd found her film from the pile of containers in the back. I'd threaded it into the projector. I swallowed hard, staring at the screen, hearing her voice. The sunrise I remembered so well, only moments away. And then Mr. was there, nailed by the projector's beam, caught in his own trap. He shouted at me, first in confusion, then rage. And then the sun came up and things started to burn.
Late at night, summer's almost over, film noir. Shine the light on the fire extinguisher. Alice's film was in the projector. One of these. All right. A little help here. I don't know where her film is. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Was Death Rally on? Rumble.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No! You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go for. It's my turn now. It's my life. It's my life.
It's now or never. I don't want to live forever.
Alan?
Ellen?
Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I
two lovers, held apart for far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it. He's home at last.
Ugh. Do we not like mushy endings?
Are these actual events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come?
Well, that's okay.
One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time and another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
And I'm just gonna, we're just gonna skip these credits. I don't like skipping credits, but they're gonna play licensed goddamn music. And that is American Nightmare, Alan Wake. He's got to finish the story another time. I think the idea was that they were going to do like a bunch of these every, I don't know, year or two. They were going to take place in like different locations and just be their own little self-contained bits. So the idea was that they were episodes of Night Springs. It was a serial. That was the idea anyway. Obviously it didn't go very far, probably because it didn't really get past this part. There's a music video for Balance Slays the Demon. Neat. I don't want to get hit. Missed a random radio. Missed a lot of manuscript pages. And didn't get all the weapons. Like the Magnum. Arcade action. Okay, yeah, they're just little action modes. Probably nothing in them. So what's next? Well, let's do this. Confirm. There's one thing I wanted to look at real quick, and then I'm gonna break the stream just to get like a clean break, and then we'll come right back. So give me just 1 sec. That'll happen in a minute here, but first I want to remember. Oh, what is this blog? This House of Dreams, powered by Blogger. Boy, I forgot there is a lot to this. So, yeah, fuck it. I mean, let's just go through it, right? Let me see. 7/29/2012. Where is this? Is posted when? 3/26/2012. So this goes bottom to top, I imagine. It's typically how blogs go, right? Newest stuff is at the top. Oh, there's even older stuff. Here we go. So I'm going to share this screen. Display capture. Yep. And hopefully this shows. Probably should turn it on if I want it to show up. Okay. Transition. Boom. There we go. So this was a blog that was written by Samantha. Check out her author profile. Well, that's it. Back in 2012. Specifically, February of 2012 is when that started. February 22nd. Introduction. And I know that's like real hard to see because I'll try and zoom out on these pictures. I fulfilled my lifelong dream and bought an old house. This blog will follow the process as I renovate the house into the house of my dreams. It's going to be an exciting adventure. Welcome aboard. That was the best picture she could find of this house that she bought. It's a fixer-upper. Tour of the house. I took some photos today of the fun work ahead. As you can see, this will take a while. You know, I'm going to put some background music on. Just a little mood setter here. Hi, it's my husband. He's awake. Hi, husband. Still feel like crap? Okay. Need anything from me? Okay. He got a booster shot today, so he ain't feeling great. Little background music to me narrating here. As you can see, this will take a while, but I'm up for the challenge. Some of my friends think I'm crazy for doing this by myself, yes. I'm talking about you, Andrea and Jen, you bitches. Maybe she didn't say that part. I'm already browsing through wallpaper catalogs. Here's some photos. There was a sink here. It's gone now. Silent Hill joke. I mean, I don't even know what I'm really looking at here. It's clearly some stairs leading from an attic down to a doorway. There's like a throw rug or a tarp of some sort and some poles. Here's some more. It's more like like a throw rug or a blanket. It's like weird angles. Oh, and exploring the nooks and crannies in my future home has unearthed some real treasures. The previous owner left all kinds of stuff in the attic. More of that next time. First night in the house. I spent the first night in my future home for the first time. It was almost like camping indoors. I had a sleeping bag. There was a weird flapping noise that kept me awake at night. I found a dead wren in the attic earlier. There was a broken window. And I imagine that there's a bird trapped somewhere inside the walls. Not a nice image to think about, sorry. Toys in the Attic. Best episode of Cowboy Bebop. My favorite, anyway. As I mentioned earlier, the previous owner left all kinds of stuff in the attic. Her daughter told me that they have no use for them. I can do whatever I want with them. Yep, that's stuff. I've always been fascinated by attics. As a child, I used to sneak up to my grandparents' attic to explore. It always felt like a magical, mysterious place. Slightly scary, but not too much so. Filled with forgotten treasures waiting to be discovered. I felt the same way in the past few weeks, climbing up to my own attic. Here are some photos. Buttons and threads. More buttons. That's a nice little box. I like that little painting. Crappy jewelry. And some photos and some paper. The most wonderful discovery I've made so far is an old shoebox filled with typewritten sheets of poems and black and white photographs. Photos and scans of those soon. Shoebox photos. There were 2 black and white photographs in the old shoebox I found from the attic. The box was among the things left behind by the previous owner. The photos depict a man getting into and out of a wetsuit and a woman, I'm guessing his wife or girlfriend, helping him. He could be a diver? I'm not an expert, but I'd say that the photos are from the 60s or 70s. Here comes the weird part. Their faces are covered with black ink stains. It must have been done on purpose, as only the faces are covered. It's a delicious mystery, the whole shoebox is. I'm thrilled. I love mysteries like this. In addition to the photos, there are poems, 12 of them. I'll post them here soon. Here are the scans of the photos. Yeah, here we see a man and a woman getting into this wetsuit. She's zipping them up. And now she's zipping them out. Weird ink stains. How do I get the newer posts? Shoebox Dream. Okay, I'm freaking out just a little bit here. I saw a really bizarre nightmare last night. I know this is supposed to be a blog about my new house, but the dream is related to that. And on the other hand, look at the name of the blog. This isn't exactly what I meant when I came up with the name, but now it feels strangely appropriate, don't you think? In the dream, I heard the doorbell ring and went to the door. There was a man there. He said he was a federal agent. He showed me his badge and all, just like an FBI agents do in the movies. Here comes the scary part. There was something wrong with his face. It was leaking inky smoke so that I couldn't see what he looked like. When I woke up, I realized that this image totally came from the ink-covered faces of the photos, of course. See the previous post. The man asked me about the shoebox. He said that it contains top-secret information and that I need to give it to him. I got scared and that he'll put me in jail and went to get the shoebox, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I searched the whole house, but it was nowhere. Then I went to the bathroom to look for it and saw my face in the mirror, or saw myself in the mirror. My face was covered with inky smoke as well, and that's when I woke up. When I think back to the dream, it didn't say FBI on his badge, it said AWE. This is the weirdest thing of all. Now I can't find the shoebox anywhere. I've looked everywhere I can think of. I'm sure that it will turn up somewhere. There's so much junk lying around in the house at the moment, but kind of creepy in any case. I didn't get around to scanning the poems yet, but I did take photos of them, luckily. Under the house. A couple of guys came to do some plumbing work on Friday. They said they had to get under the house to do that, and I discovered that there was a trap door. Hey, I can make this bigger. And I discovered that there was a trapdoor that led to a crawl space underneath. It had been screwed shut and had to be opened. After they were done, I decided to go down there to explore, armed with a flashlight and my iPhone for shots. I squeezed through the trapdoor. It was cramped and claustrophobic. I'm amazed the workmen were able to do any work here. I'm tiny compared to them. I was mentally prepared for rats and dead cats or even something worse, but there was nothing out of the ordinary down there. Nothing out of the ordinary in the town of Ordinary, pun intended. Here are the photos. I mean, these are just very cryptic for no reason. I realized I got rid of my stream manager, so I can't see chat. Is this an Alan Wake thing? No, but yes. It's a Remedy thing. How's that? Yeah, this is all going eventually somewhere. I mostly just wanted to have this. Just keep this stuff in your head. Keep it in the back of your mind. The town of Ordinary. The AWE. This house of dreams. Shoebox poems. I've been really busy and stressed at work lately, but in spite of the shoebox and its contents are never far from my thoughts. You might say I'm getting a bit obsessed about them. I've been trying to find out who the poet is or the couple in the photos, but no luck. I asked the daughter of the previous owner about it. Her mother was in a nursing home and suffers from advanced Alzheimer's disease, so she wouldn't be able to help me. She was certain that no one in her family was a poet, and she doubted that the people in the photos were anyone from her family. She told me that her mom liked to buy stuff from yard sales, and her guess was that the shoebox was something her mom picked up from one of those. I tried to find the shoebox after it went missing, but I can't find it. I'm so glad I took photos of those poems before I lost them. Here they are. I'll read through these real quick. Kept from sleep again last night by the sound of chimes, I sway. So far below heaven, so high above hell, frost creeps up the trunk of my spine. All is blackness through these holes of my eyes, just the wind in my skull and the wings of her crows. They perch on the gallows, they have pecked me clean, and made a chime from my bones. Biz comment, a diver, not a hanged man. Think about it. In the temple of shadow and mist, there's a window in the floor and a door in the ceiling. There is no knowing. Am I standing still or running or kneeling? From bloom to gloom, our love like fire consumed. We burned our bridges, furniture, clothes, hair, flesh, and bones. All too soon, we ran out of things to burn. But while it blossomed, our love was like a flower. B, this is us. T, heart. So, if you're paying attention for the Alan Wake, B, this is us. T. Shit, I didn't mean to close that. Until the time comes around again, the shadow falls on this town again. It's barely evening, but the shadow falls on me again. No one will miss us, our faces inked black. They'll sell our things at the flea market. They'll never call us back. So she left with them. They'll wine her and dine her. We huddle naked in this alley. Nothing's for sure. Fur needles tickled. We bathed in rainwater. All the way to the ocean. The memory of the slaughter. Until the time comes around again. That shadow falls on this town again. It's barely evening, but the shadow falls on me again. When I'm awake, I'm barely alive. When I sleep, I have two hearts. Your heart and mine. Damn it, I did it again. I wish it would shatter like glass under my heels, just like a sheet of ice. When I close my eyes, that's how the mirror feels. Oh mercy, thousands have gone missing, beyond the labyrinth of me. When you're lost in your own company. Then creepy, thin-headed man and some weird shapes. In this hall of mirrors built by liars, I am a pale reflection of myself. Pool. Mist like death, mist like a lover's breath, rolls so soft and cold and wet. Memories met for the first time, secrets whispered, to find a long-lost doorway home, or be led to parts unknown, and forever disappeared beyond this veil, in her dreams to prevail. Your eyes were so cold when you watched me go under. You were sitting in the boat, I floated down, to the darkness like a cloud, from a shark bite. I breathe out my life with you, the currents wash me away. I let the currents wash me away. It's at this point I have to maybe mention that I don't like poetry. My mother told me to no avail, if you play with shadows you grow sickly and pale, and forget all the wonders the sun can unveil. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle, illuminated. E's favorite line, a long talk with him about the meaning. No changes, but keep in mind for another time. Frightened of the shadows of the deep, he challenged me to a duel. I indulged him. Should we rewrite this part? For he did not know that beyond the lake he called home lies a deeper, darker ocean green, where waves are both wilder and more serene. To its ports I have been, to its ports I have been. This one is maybe one of the most important poems on this, and I'll just go ahead and point out why. If you haven't caught on at this point, these are the works of Thomas Zane, the character in Alan Wake in the diving suit. He was the poet from the 60s who fell under the same sway of the dark place that Alan did. His wife had drowned, and he tried to write her back using the powers of Cauldron Lake, and unfortunately that created the Dark Presence. The Dark Presence that now wears Barbara's body like a suit. Thomas Zane, in the context of Alan Wake, had one way to fix his situation, to undo the damage he had done by creating Barbara and the Dark Presence. And that was to write himself out of the story, to write himself out of existence entirely. There was just one caveat to all of that. He made a rule in case anyone should ever need to find that which can defeat the dark presence should it itself claw its way back into reality. One rule: that which is inside a shoebox shall be unaffected by his rewrite of reality. The contents of a shoebox are not affected by his attempt to erase himself. These poems that sit in this shoebox are all that remained of Thomas Zane. And this affects every shoebox, technically. Because when Alan found the clicker that he eventually used to defeat the Barbara monster, as I like to call it, it was trapped inside of a shoebox, a gift left over for Alan from Thomas. The second reason that this poem is incredibly important isn't yet revealed, but I'll just go ahead and point out the words that you need to remember: wilder and more serene. Be important later. I go underground. Follow me underground. Everyone else has gone there, down to the ground. I'll take you underground. They've chased a mystery. They are a mystery to me. And you'll think that of me when I tell you my tale. What we bring with us, sorry secrets and awkward lies, wet matches, a yearning for overcast skies. Everything else down here has been stolen so many times. Everyone who walks down these steps dies. I go underground. Follow me underground. Everyone else has gone there, down to the ground. I'll take you underground, down in the underground. Oh boy, this one's, hang on. Divorce me from all that's sane, screaming mute darkness. Descend on this frail frame. I drown in fathomless black space, light never scratched the depth of this domain. I see not, yet nothing could be worse. I see not, yet nothing could be worse than the shades my mind calls herein, alone, at my own wake, the unraveling of reason's skein. And then it's just a bunch of marker or pencil taken to the page, except for the phrase, the dark place. And then written down here, some are born to endless night. Is that the last poem? Nope, one more. Pieced together from pieces. We pillage and whore, hauling our loot. We swagger down alleys. We don't say please. The town is burning. We set it in flames. We are the fire that's gone out in your eyes. We are the maggots gnawing at your heels. We are the rain trickling down. From the hole in your ceiling, we are ants inside your walls and under the boards of your floor. We are eating your house. We are the sharp rocks under your knees. In the front of the altar where you are kneeling. We have no morals. We have no guilt, no qualms. We don't give a damn. The sewers are clogged, filled with waste. The water is rising. We'll make a ship out of your naive, broken dreams and lay siege to your sanctuaries. We are a ravenous horde of rats. We are the fangs and we are the beast. There will be no admiring gazes, no more curtsies, no more gardens in spring. We are the rising waste, and we will be a drowned king. And you will be a drowned king. One last thing I forgot to mention about that is the very important line. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. Which is the last thing Alan says at the end of Alan Wake. Oh, Jesus Christ, she transcribed the poems. Okay. Hold on. Oh, she's leaving notes on these shit. Damn it. Alright, let's photos blurry, transcribe the poems. Note, the first stanza has been crossed out and the sheet has been torn up. Note, rewrite has been written next to the first stanza. Note, the three last lines have been underlined. There's a note saying E's favorite. Okay, yeah, it's all the stuff that was written down there. There's another poem on the page as well. In this hall of mirrors built by liars, I'm a pale reflection of myself. There's also a couple of drawings. A man of face, some fir trees by the water maybe, and strange face with a long nose and round black eyes. Sorry, 1 second. Oh shit. Sorry, looking up something real quick. I know this is riveting. It's not bad enough that I'm just like reading to you. Okay, I can't find it to prove it to myself, so I'll do that later. But that's an interesting drawing. How about that? We'll just leave that there. I didn't consider it until she wrote out the description, but it's very interesting. Shoebox Dream number 2. May 30th, 2012. This is about 3 months after the initial blog started. I had another dream last night, and when I woke up, a real scare. In the dream, I was visiting the previous owner of my house at the nursing home, only in the dream, the owner wasn't a sweet old lady. He was a man, and he wasn't old. He was a young man with the dark hair, very good looking, in fact. I remember that he was wearing a funny jacket with old-fashioned elbow patches. That's Alan. It's just Alan. I was there to find out about the shoebox, but he was very agitated and didn't listen to me. The place was brightly lit. It was sunny outside, but he was still anxious and wanted me to turn all the lights on. He kept going on about the place being too dark. I remember being certain that all the lights were on already, but that didn't calm him down. In the end, he was screaming for me to turn the lights on. I was also starting to freak out, starting to think that something horrible was coming to take us away, and that's when I woke up. I was really thirsty. I got up from bed and went to get a glass of water. In the hallway, coming back, I suddenly saw a dark silhouette of a man outside the window. I must have screamed aloud. My heart stopped for a moment. I dropped the glass. Luckily, it didn't break. It's one of my favorites. I was really frightened. I rushed through the house, turning on all the lights. My first impulse was to dial 911, but after a moment, that felt silly. I told myself that I must have imagined the whole thing, seeing my own reflection in the window. Of course, with all the lights on inside, I couldn't see anything outside anymore. I ended up just calling a friend of mine, Joss, who lives nearby, waking him up. He was kind enough to come over and check the place. Bless him. Joss is a real angel. There's no sign of anyone outside. Today I'm definitely going by some yard lights. I think she meant going to buy some yard lights. I've been meaning to do that for some time already. A month later. No light. No light. I've been very busy at work and too exhausted to post here for a while, apart from that nightmare the other night, which I had to get off my chest immediately, and it still gives me the creeps. On a more positive note, the house is slowly starting to look really good, and I've been living here for a while. Here's a photo of my fireplace. Lady, your fireplace is clipping. Your fireplace is broken. On the reality level. Is your fireplace in the back rooms? Okay. I got the yard lights. Now I only need to get them installed. To be honest, I'm playing for time here, writing this. Not looking forward to going to bed. I was listening to the beautiful and brilliant Florence and the Machine earlier, and the song No Light, No Light made me think about the nightmare again. Ooh. This is so good. First of all, it's in a completely different font, which is funny. I assume that's just for effect. Called 911. Men outside. Shadows. Dark. Coming. Help. More lie. That was written the next day. Written about a week later. Haunted house. I'm back and I'm okay. Well, not okay, but alive. They kept me in the hospital overnight for observation, and then I spent a couple days at my parents' house. On the night of my previous post, sorry if it frightened anyone, I had trouble going to bed. I was on my laptop listening to music. The TV was on in the living room. I wasn't really watching it, but I was mildly amused by the fact that the episode in the crappy horror show that was on was about a girl who buys a haunted house and gets into trouble. It was a rerun of The Twilight Zone or something. Night Springs. It got ridiculous when the corny narrator saying things like, she thought she had bought an ordinary house in an ordinary town, but nothing could be more out of the ordinary than this house. I actually laughed out loud and walked to the living room to see. It was like someone was playing a practical joke on me, but then I immediately saw the men outside my window. Dark, shadowy silhouettes, and the power went out, and it was dark, and I could hear a window breaking in another room. I ran back to the kitchen where my laptop was, and I grabbed it, rushed into the closet, shutting the door behind me. I sat on the floor and dialed 911. I could hear sounds of them breaking in, and insane shouts and laughter. I've never been so scared in my life. I could hear them getting closer. I stopped talking on the phone so they wouldn't hear me. I wrote the blog post. I don't know what I was thinking. Then they were behind the door, and I got up, trying to keep it closed. It flew open violently, and I fell and hit my head. The last thing I saw in the glow of my laptop was the shoebox. It was sitting on the shelf. There was no way I could not have seen it before if it was been there since it was missing. Then all went black. I woke up in the hospital with a mild concussion. The police said there was no signs of disturbance or break-in other than that they themselves caused when they came in to check and found me. I don't know what to think. I've been very stressed at work, and I'm not going crazy, and I didn't just imagine it all. It really happened. One thing is certain. This is my house, and I won't be frightened away by ghosts or shadows. This is my house, and I will fight for it if that's what it takes. So there. I just checked. The shoebox is on the shelf in the closet. There's stuff inside that wasn't there before. Spooky. Also want to point out this blog came out in 2012, shortly, or about the same time that Alan Wake's American Nightmare came out. And that's why I'm showing it now, even though I feel like it won't be more terribly relevant until a little bit later. Soon after my last update, someone contacted me. They had found me through this blog. House guests. 613. Weird, she didn't actually put a label on this one. 722. So about another month later. After last update, someone contacted me. They had found me through this blog. They said that they know a lot about what's been going on and about the origins of the shoe's contents, and that this kind of thing had happened before elsewhere. They promised to tell me more on the condition that I'd stop updating the blog. Put a pause there. Clearly I'm a liar. They said that this whole thing should be kept secret and hinted that it could be dangerous, and that there are people out there who think the contents of the shoebox can be very valuable and would be willing to commit crimes to get a hold of them. Crimes. In a way, it felt a lot like my nightmare about the agent who came asking about the shoebox. Of course, this was totally different in many ways, but still, it reminded me of that, like the dream had come true somehow. I promised to think about what they'd told me, and I have, and that's the reason why there have been no updates for a while. They were friendly enough, but the more I've thought about it, the more the whole thing felt like a threat, and that really pisses me off. It's a free country, and I can write anything I want in my own blog, and the shoebox and everything in it came with the house, and thus, it's mine. I've decided to keep updating the blog for now. Mwah. Inside the shoebox. When I found the shoebox again, there were more poems inside and a battered old device, a switch of some kind. I actually had to go to ask about it at the local hardware store to be sure what it was. It's an old light switch. You can flick it. When you flick it, there's a solid, satisfying click. When I flicked it for the first time after finding it, all the lights in the house went out. I swear I'm not making this up. Turned out to be the whole neighborhood, actually, and the real reason for the power out turned out to be the thunderstorm rumbling above. But talk about the coincidence of a lifetime. I flicked the switch many times after, and nothing strange has happened. I can't explain where this new stuff came from. Someone broke into my house and put it there? That makes no sense. And here we see the switch. More shoebox poems. There's 6 new poems in the shoebox as well as something else. Not a poem. A title page, I suppose. It seems to come from a different batch. All the pages seem old, as if they've gotten wet at some point. In any case, here are the photos. And here's Randy reading more poems. I came looking for my princess. Instead, I found a witch wearing her face. No one in the family had noticed the changes. She said, "She becomes me." Through all the wicked things she did to me, her beauty kept me in a daze. I stared at her adoringly and forgot how she used to be. As she tortured me for days and days, she said, "She becomes me." Isn't it strange that with every wound she's caused, her beauty in the mirror fades? I hear she's already looking for another pretty girl to put on in the old one's place. She said, "She becomes me." We're both so thin, we wear our skeletons on the outside. She becomes me. Be offended, thought this was about her. Of course it's not. Of course it's not about Barbara. What? That's... Be about Barbara. That's preposterous. Tightrope walking. Would you choose a safety net that traps you and kills the thrill? Thin weave of wires slices your flesh. I must prefer the dark air in between. Soft shadows hug you gently all the way to the ground. Which were you drinking, the water or the wave? John Fowles. More than anything, his dearest wish, he wanted to go from there, to leave. But he could not change this heritage. The blood in his veins was ink, and the crown was too tall to pass through the door. He was doomed to remain a king forevermore. Inside the shoebox we killed for, there is, we don't know what. Neat stacks of $100 bills, jewels like stars. The dreams of those who've slept in this town, the dreams of this town. When we open it, the dreamer will wake, and we, all part of his dream, will be gone. Our wishes come true, the power to punch a hole into the universe. Inside this shoebox we killed for, there is a coffee thermos, a flashlight, a box of ammo, 2 pages of poems, countless words, but in between the word is parentheses L parentheses, so it also says worlds. Countless words, worlds. Inside the shoebox we killed for, there is no cat, poisoned or otherwise, dead or living, undead, uncat, baleful spirits, all the evils of the world, no hope, nothing, darkness. E can't see it. His view, I think it's supposed to be his, but it's he's. His view is too narrow, limited. It's not a lake, it's an ocean. Darkness before the something of start of creation, maybe? Before the Big Bang, darkness upon the face of the deep, upon the face of the waters, before light, before the primeval atom, before the word, before the poem. I can be a creator, the creator. It has happened before and it will happen again, many times. I was surprised to find that such revulsion could shine in someone's eyes. How I hate your kind, he said, as we sat down to dine. On him? A good friend passed away today, quite unexpectedly. A bit of bad luck there, but these things happen. It was nobody's fault, really. He was taken by a dark presence. We keep his things in a shoebox on our mantelpiece. E didn't find this funny. I don't know who E is supposed to be, because there's Barb and Tom. I don't know who E is. Campbell's Monomyth. 1. Departure. 2. Initiation. 3. Return. And then a page. Return. By... I can't zoom in. I'm just going to say it's Alan Wake. I don't know what Campbell's Monomyth is. I should go look that up again. I'm not going to do it here. I'm not going to do that to you nice folks. Oh, yep. Yep. The title page, returned by... This is not a poem, more like a title page for something. The name of the author has been thoroughly and violently scratched out. written above the titles: Campbell's Monomyth, Departure, Initiation, Return. So if you remember, Departure, that was the name of Alan's book. We don't know anything about Initiation, but Return was the name of his next book that we got to at the end of Alan Wake's DLC. Final post, July 29th, 2012. Diving deep. 11 years ago. I had another strange dream, very different from the previous ones. This was not a nightmare, quite the contrary. The diver from the photos appeared to me. He looked nothing like in the photos, but it was the same man. He was the poet who had written all the poems as well. In the dream, he floated in the air above me, in the bedroom, as if we were underwater. He was wearing a strange, heavy diving suit, almost like a spacesuit, and he was shining with a bright light. He told me the things that in the dream made perfect sense, but now not so much. I've made a habit of keeping a notebook and pen by my nightstand, so that I can write down my dreams as soon as I wake up, but even then, I feel that I missed or misunderstood a lot of what he told me, already beginning to forget it while I was writing it down. Also, when I read through my own notes now, some of them make no sense. But afterward, and still now, I feel shaken by the powerful emotion I felt in the dream. I'll try to explain the dream as best as I can. Un momento, thank you. The diver told me that a dark presence had taken over his girlfriend, the woman in the photos. He tried everything he could to think of to banish it from her, but everything had failed. In the end, he finally understood what he had to do, finally understood the true nature of the dark place that was hidden under the waves of the lake where they lived. The lake was an opening to a dark place that was much bigger than the lake itself, in fact, much bigger than the whole universe we live in. He wrote one last poem, his masterpiece, a secret poem, a hidden poem, a poem that's not among the poems I found in the shoebox. And he took his girlfriend for one last dive. Together, they sank down into the depths far deeper than he had ever dived before. In the dream, I was there, diving with them, and from the depths, something, or some things, surged up to meet them. Things of darkness, but bright things of light as well. The diver explained that these things, or these presences, were forever fighting a war between the forces of light and darkness. A dark presence had taken over his girlfriend, and a bright presence now came to take over him. And he surrendered his body to it, but at the same time, the essence of who he was kept diving deeper, ever deeper, holding the essence of his girlfriend, their spirits, their souls. The diver, or what was left of him, his true self, spoke the words of his secret poem. The poem described a new world, an island in the sea of darkness, a safe haven, a paradise, a baby universe. It's a very good song from Katamari, the second Katamari, Baby Universe. The nature of this the dark place was such that anything dreamed up there, any dream or a work of art would come true, just as true as anything in our world can be. And the poem came true, and the essence of the diver and the essence of his girlfriend escaped from the darkness and disappeared into this new world to live there happily ever after. While their shapes, his now taken over by a bright presence, and his girlfriend's had been taken by a dark presence, surged up through the opening in the lake to our world to continue their battle there. When I woke up, I felt overwhelmingly happy and privileged of having been shown this. I've never been so moved by a dream and didn't think it could even be possible. Even now, even though I've forgotten many details, the feeling remains. A feeling of hope. I know that something amazing is coming, that something wonderful is going to happen, and at the same time, I know that when it does, it will be something totally different from what I'm expecting, something I could have never imagined. And I know it might take a long time before it does happen, but no matter how long it takes, I'll be here, waiting. This House of Dreams. Something to keep in mind, as more will be revealed. You like my background? I usually turn these off when I stream. I forgot to. Turn that off. Cool. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Like, super quick. Basically, I'm just going to turn the stream off and then turn it back on again. Just so I have a clean break for this later. But, fuck it. We're going to start Quantum Break. This is moving a little faster than I thought it would, but certainly as fast as I'm hoping it would. MNOPQ. Uh-oh, do I not have Quantum Break installed? Am I an idiot? Don't answer that. Quantum Break. Play with Game Pass. Yeah, I just didn't install it. Ooh. Racket. Alright. I'm gonna get that installing here. Damn it, I should have done that while I was reading. Fuck. I'm an idiot. I thought I had it installed. Do I have it on Steam, maybe? Nope, that's Quantum Conundrum. That's not a game that I've played here. Okay, well, it's downloading quickly enough. So I'm going to take a quick break, let this download as fast as it can, and I will be right back. Do not go very far. I conveniently timed that fairly well with the music. And then ruined it by talking about it. I'll be right back.